are places in the world that feel cold and out of place. There are scenes that make you crumple into sand. There are things still left untold. Some things make you question grace, but don't you let them get life out of hand. In your house I find real peace. In your house we find the least. In your house the weary enter into rest. In your house is true release. In your house is warmth and ease. In your house is where life truly is the best. I can only see the now, and it makes me ask how come life never handed me a silver spoon. Truth is I never bowed, only gave to you my song. Yet you called me out and brought me in your room. In your house I find real peace. In your house I find the least. In your house the weary enter into rest. In your house is true release. In your house is warmth and ease. In your house is where life truly is the best. It is a house not made with hands, not built or forged by man. It is simply only God and God alone. And He welcomes all who come with His arms so full of love. So come and let yourself be undone. In your house I find real peace. In your house we find the least. In your house the weary enter into rest. In your house is true release. In your house is warmth and ease. In your house is where life truly is the best. In your house I find real peace. In your house we find the least. In your house the weary enter into rest. In your house is warmth and ease. In your house is where life truly is the best.
What up, everybody? We are back again, and I did not feel like combing my hair, so ignore it. It's a hat, it works. It's normal, okay? Get used to it. But we're here to talk about something very interesting, and I have been reading your comments so far, and I have to tell you, you might not agree with my take on this one today. Um, There'll be quite a few people that may be upset, slight bit upset at my take. But as you know, you should be familiar with this platform by now. Um, I ask you certain questions to make you contemplate whether your viewpoint is coming from if you were told to have this viewpoint or if you're coming by it honestly. You should know that by now, right? You all should know that the things I'm going to bring to your attention should be ones that you may not have thought of, or if you come to a conclusion, whether you came by this conclusion of your own making, or you are not aware that someone told you to think like this. So I'll start with a few questions. How many of you saw the entire thing of what happened at the presentation of this statue? And how many of you know what the statue was about? I'll wait to hear your answer. How many of you know what the statue is about? And What exactly what was the sentiment behind the statue? I just need to know. I just want to know what your knowledge about the statue is, or if you saw it and you saw a picture and you just thought idol, because I think it's a legit question, and I really need to know what you think. Didn't see it. Self-explanatory. Is it self-explanatory though? Is it self-explanatory? All right, let me show you something real quick. Okay, let me show you a thing. Um, take a look at this, and you tell me what your thoughts are on that. How many of you thought this is idol worship? How many of you think this is idol worship? This right here. Pretty simple question. Is this idol worship? And by the way, not all idols are made of gold. In fact, it tells you there's silver, there's brass, there are tons of it that make it idols. Now, the question is this idol worship? Why is it not idol worship? What makes this not idol worship, but the other one idol worship? I just need to know. Better yet, Mount Rushmore. Is Mount Rushmore idol worship? Pretty simple question. Is Mount Rushmore idol worship? Okay. I got one even better for you. How about things like how about this one? Is this idol worship? Oh, it's a monument. Okay. My question is, how do you know that? And does it mean are the reasons behind it your logic behind idol worship? Let me ask again. Is your defining tone about whether it's idol worship or not the reasons for it being done? Make sure this is your answer. Is it reasons that make it idol worship, or is it just having it built idol worship? Does it matter what it's for? That's my biggest question here. These are pretty safe questions for you to answer. Is it the reasons behind it being built that makes it an idol, or is it just being built that makes it an idol? Just having it built. Okay, someone says just having it built is being an idol. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. And what does graven image mean? We're gonna get to the bottom of some stuff here. Okay. I'm gonna show you some more things. I just want you to flesh this out in your mind. Okay. Is this idol worship? Is this idol worship? Okay, so some people say yes. Okay, cool. All right, cool. And I have just a few more. Just a few more. Bear with me. Just a few more. All right. Hang on a second. I want to make sure I get these next ones correct. Okay. And I want you to, the reason we're doing this is specifically to test your mindset about things. Okay. Let me get the perfect one. Mhm. Okay, here. No, no, not that one. That's a good one right here. That's a really good one. If I have this throughout my home, is it idol worship? If I decide to paint this, is it idol worship? So you're telling me any pictures you have in your home of any family member are idols? You're telling me any art that's done is idol worship? These are simple questions. I just want to know how you make your delineating mark between what is and isn't idol worship. If I decide, because I'm an artist, and I decide to paint my wife and I put it in my house on a wall, is it idol worship? So, I want to make sure I get this right, Angela. If I paint my wife and I put the picture up on the wall, doing that is idol worship. I want to make sure I get this unequivocally clear. I need an answer before I go any further. Do you have any pictures of your family members on a wall anywhere in your home? I have it because I love my wife. Is that a picture of you in your profile? Am I seeing a picture of you in your profile? Is that idol worship? So you have idol worship, but you're against idol worship? I want to make sure I have this right. You are okay with putting it up, but you're not okay with having idol worship? I'm confused. So are you by proxy saying you have no choice but to be involved in idol worship? Why would you think it's are you worshiping your picture? Are you worshiping your picture? Do you understand what idol worship is? What is idol worship? Because that's the term we're addressing today. Do you understand idol worship? Let's look at a few things before we continue. Graven images are with a very specific purpose in mind. Graven images are not just carved for the sake of carving. FYI, that's not what graven images are. When it says for you to not have graven images, it does not just mean carve it up. It means to carve with the intent of worshiping the thing you've just made, putting it above God. Graven image. If you make a bird, a human, an angel, whatever it is, and it is become a graven image, meaning that you have built it with the intention of prostrating yourself before it, worshiping it, and putting it above God. So let me go back to the original question. Is this, if I were to paint it, idol worship? If I were to carve it, would it be idol worship? The answer is no. This also would not be idol worship for me, but there are people who would build this to put it above God, because they do put celebrities above God. Okay? The entire reasoning behind something being or not being idolatrous is indeed putting it where it ought not to be, which is above God, worshiping it as though it were God. Now, we have the Statue of Liberty. We have Mount Rushmore. We have sculptures of horses, ornamentation in your house. Some of us even like to have bookends that are built a certain way. They're not images that you worship. They're not graven images. They're not things that you worship. However, a graven image is a graven image to the one who sees it as a graven image. So can't Mount Rushmore be a graven image? I am sure it can be to somebody. Sure it can be. I'm 100% sure it can be. So let me ask you a secondary question. Can an object be demonic? Can an object be demonic? Oh, it can? Tell me how. I would love to hear this one. Tell me how an object can be demonic by its nature. I can't wait to hear this one. I cannot wait to hear how an object can be demonic by its nature. And if you think so, show me where in the Bible you get that. Remember, our reference is always the word. Show me where in the word objects were demonic. I just need you to show me to a verse that shows an object being demonic. Because y'all said it, not me. I didn't say that. I ain't putting that on me. I just need to know where y'all saw that. I just need to know where. I just need you to show me where in the word it is. That's all. These are simple questions for me. I just need to know where in the word you've ever seen an object being demonic. Now, what I have seen is this: don't touch it. And then they go and touch it, and then something happens to them. Don't build it. Then they go and build it, and something happens to them. What's the real reason they get something done to them? Disobedience. Where in the word do you see the object being demonic? I just need to know. Please remember, I said just the object, not the purpose of the object, not the creation by whom it may. I just need to know the object. Anyone, give me a verse. That's all I'm looking for, is a verse. I know we've been told a whole bunch of stuff, and we just run with it. We hear a whole bunch of things like old wives' tales, and we say that sounds like it should be biblical, and we run with it. I understand it. I fully get it. And we've been conditioned to speak in certain terms that are so definite, but definitely wrong. I just want you to understand this. What is the number one thing that makes something anti-God or pro-God? What's the real, who really dictates that? Man's use, right? Okay. You remember when, let me see if I want to find this specific location here for you. I want to find this one spot here. Do you guys remember in the Old Testament, there was something that was really odd that happened, right? And I'm going to quiz you on whether you believe the issue was of the objects or the action. Okay. Here's a question: whether or not these were objects or people that did the problem. Okay. You ready? Okay. So we're going to be reading out of Joshua. Okay. We're going to be reading out of Joshua. Joshua 7. Let's read together. Now Joshua said to Achan, my son, I beg you, give glory to the Lord, the God of Israel, and make confession to him, and tell me now what you have done, and do not hide it from me. And Achan answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel, and this is what I have done. When I saw among the spoils a beautiful Babylonian garment, 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold weighing 50 shekels, I coveted them and took them. There they are, hidden in the earth in the midst of my tent, with the silver under it. Was the Babylonian garment, the 2 shekels of silver, the wedge of gold, demonic? Quick question. Was it demonic? Were those pieces demonic? Why not? They brought a whole bunch of problems to the tent. The whole camp was messed up because of apparently having those there. So why aren't they demonic? What was the real reason the camp was cursed? The real reason the camp was cursed was because they were told to do not take anything. You remember? Do not keep anything. Okay. Purpose. So Joshua sent messengers and they ran to the tent. And there it is, hidden in his tent, the silver under it. And they took them from the midst of the tent, brought them to Joshua and all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord. Why would they touch it if it's demonic? That's kind of wild that they went in there and touched it. Remember, this might be demonic. Then Joshua and all of Israel took Achan the son of Zerah, the silver, the garment, and wedge of gold, his sons, his daughters, his oxen, his donkeys, the sheep, and them didn't do nothing. His sheep, his tent, and all that he had, and brought them into the valley of Achor. And Joshua said, why have you troubled us? The Lord will trouble you this day. So all of Israel stoned him with stones, and they burned them with fire after they had stoned them with stones. What the? Sheep, goat, cow, chicken, everybody did. So were the parts demonic or were their heart? Was it a heart issue? I'm asking all of this with a very special intent because I understand where people are going with the concept. And this is why I asked you, did you think about it this way because you were told something about the situation? You had already had in your mind something about how it took place, or do you actually know? Okay, here's the other question. Was the statue commissioned by President Trump? Was the statue commissioned by President Trump? Pretty simple question. Let me know if you know. You don't know? No. It was not. It was not commissioned by him. Okay, not commissioned. Now we'll get to the crux of what took place that day. So let's watch, and you'll see what it was that was happening that day. Okay, and you'll get to hear him. You'll get to hear him talk. Okay. This is the event. And yes, that is a pastor guy. That's what he says. He is a pastor. And this is where many say this is where the idol worship is. Okay. Here we go. Let's listen in on the conversation.
I want to thank you. I know it was done from love, and I want to thank Mark Burns, a pastor. He's a good pastor. He's a good man. I've known him a long time. He's been with me from the beginning, right from the beginning. Maybe about 2 days later, right? 2 days.
Right, Mr. President.
Okay. This is the statue. Make sure this whole thing plays out the whole way. All right. Now that you've seen some parts of what happened, let's ask the question again. Is it idol worship? I'll tell you what they were praying for in a minute. 2%. Don't worry. I'll get to that. Was that idol worship? Quick question. Was that idol worship? Okay, so you all say yes. Okay. What again is the definition of idol worship? I'm going to go back again. What's the definition of idol worship? What's the definition of idol worship? When we ain't talking about something, we're talking about the specific statue. The statue. Was it idol worship? Yes or no? What is the definition of idol worship? Okay, so it's putting anything before God. Now, please stop right there. Putting anything before God. That's what you say. Did the pastor pray to Trump? Have you heard them praying to Trump? Now remember, you said it's anything before God or above God. Did they pray to Trump? Okay. So if they didn't pray to him and they prayed for him, is it idol worship? This is a very good answer. But you could say because you believe it's idol worship, right? Did you believe it was idol worship, yes or no? They were pledging the Pledge of Allegiance, is what they were doing, kind of like you do in school. I pledge allegiance to the United States. That's what they were doing. That was the Pledge of Allegiance. FYI. Kids used to do it all the time in school, too. We used to do it towards the flag, in case you remember. Is the flag an idol? Is the American flag an idol? There are so many other things that we don't seem to have problems with. Is the American flag an idol? Do people worship America? Do people worship America? Do you see how many things we do and we don't actually consider the ramifications for because it's not that bad of a thing on that scale? But again, does that make America an idol? No. There are certain things being dedicated to idols daily, certain things being dedicated to false gods daily by people. There were foods being offered to idols back in the apostles' day. Does it make that meal that they were offering, if anyone else makes it, unable to be eaten? We have a problem here in our society, and here's the problem we have. We want to make the thing rather than the heart the problem. Oddly enough, we will make excuses for the heart of the people we want to be good, and we will make no excuses for the people that we don't like in their heart. We'll attribute a whole bunch of things as evil to people we don't like. We don't know the heart. But if it fits our mantra and our way of thinking, we're happy to make anything an idol for the right price. Some people idolize their car. Some people idolize their family. Hence why I asked you about all the things I showed you. Some people idolize time. Some people idolize sleep, food. But we don't want to call those idols, though. No? Only a statue. Do we get to the place where we start to analyze whether or not our versions of things is not always what we can find in the Word? You understand how this can be problematic, right? Now, I'm not saying that there weren't people there who do idolize President Trump. I am sure there are plenty that do that. But I cannot attribute the building of the statue to idol worship. Maybe the guy that built it just wanted to have a monument to what he believes President Trump has done for America. Nothing to do with God at all. Like he doesn't even have a belief in God. Or he could completely have a belief in God, and the statue has nothing to do with worship. But because the rhetoric has been going around that he's the Antichrist, of course, people are going to automatically, and he is a very self-centered individual. We've been over this before. I've told y'all before, I do not believe that President Trump is saved. I've said that multiple times on this platform. I have said multiple times before that I believe 100% that President Trump loves him some President Trump. I see it. I said this before too. I said, find you somebody that loves you like President Trump loves himself. You want to find a person, man? You find somebody that loves you like President Trump loves himself. Did you do that? I've said that before. But here's what I've also seen the individual do. Now, again, and I've equated him to Nebuchadnezzar, okay? I have seen him point people to Jesus being more than him. I've heard him say it. Now, I don't know whether he believes it or not to his core, because I have not seen the ramifications in his life, but I have heard him point away from himself to Jesus before. I have seen that. So if I were to believe that this was idol worship, where he wanted people to actually put him above God, trust and believe me, he's of the kind of cloth that would say it. If it's one thing I will tell you about him, if the day ever happens where he gets up and he says, you know what, I am greater than God, he'll say it. And he'll have no problem saying it either. I'm telling you that he ain't gonna have no problem saying it. None. Trump's the kind of guy, if he gets to that point where he thinks that, he's going to say it. It'll just come out natural to him. I don't think he's there. Here's what I genuinely think about him. All right. This is what I believe happens. This is me, my own breakdown of President Trump. I believe that he has built himself up for the purposes that no one else can tear him down. As long as he loves himself some him, he's good to go. But I also sense that there is a part of him that he hates. He hates it so much that not even God can rectify it. Ironically, that's also part of why he loves himself, because he cannot be redeemed. He is of the mindset that he is irredeemable. He said that out loud too. Part of it is because he's been told a fake way of getting to God. And the other part is he honestly does not see himself as savable. He doesn't. Here's the thing. I think he does know the kind of life he lived. He does know. He knows that he grew up and at his youth, he was promiscuous as all get out. He's done all kinds of things in business that ain't nobody normally should be doing. That's legal and illegal. He knows that. He knows he's full of himself. But he also is in this place where he does not see himself as being savable. He doesn't. So I don't know whether or not he's of the reprobate mind where he's handed over to whatever he wants to do and he cannot be saved. I can't say that either. There are just some things I think that he is content with that, you know, as someone who should be saved would not be content with. What is your proof of that? Every time I ask someone for proof, they don't answer my question. So you say that he's a pedo. You're the one that's saying that, not me. I want your proof of that. You're not saying that it has been suggested that he is. You say he is. And you're now saying that he has done horrendous things to children. What's your proof? Where's your proof? And I don't want hearsay. I need proof that he's done. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You said he has done it. You said he has done it. I don't need association. I need your proof. Give me your proof that he has done something to children. I want your proof. We have proof that Epstein did. Show me a proof that he did. This is what you're saying. This is your words right here. He has done horrendous things to children. Prove that. What horrendous things? And where's your proof? Now remember, if you say you're a child of God, that's what you say. You're a child of God. Where's your proof of that? If not, you'd be lying, right? If that's what you say, you have to have some sort of proof to that. If not, you're lying. Are you willing to stand on a limb to lie because you don't like the person without proof? That's slander. So where's your proof? Don't forget, you're standing on your claim that you're a believer. And you said that you know for a fact, because this is a factual statement. Just back it up. That's all I'm asking you for. Back it up. Give me your proof. That's all I want. Where did you see that? And were they children? You're not giving me proof. I've seen tons of those AI pictures floating around, and none of them are provable. Literally, none of them are real. Not a single one is real. The picture you're talking about is so AI, it's incredible. People's legs twisted back ways and fingers missing. Again, what is your proof? You said children. Horrendous things to children. I've told people before, if you have proof of that, I'll be the first to expose it. Just give me your proof. Just give me a proof. If you saw a picture of President Trump sitting with topless children, that's what you're saying you saw. Children, topless children, female children in his lap. That's what you're saying you saw. I want to make sure I get this right. You said you saw pictures with him with topless children, females. Under 8, quite cool. Under 8, you saw pictures of under 18 girls without their tops on. You saw that. So that's just floating around the internet, unrestricted, right? The FBI would be all over your laptop if you had that on there. Okay, cool. So you just believe stuff because you hate the man that much. That's amazing. I didn't know that we were called for that, but maybe we're different like that. You hate him so bad that you're willing to believe something you have no proof of. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. That's kind of odd. But I'll leave that there. I might have to tackle that on Savage, not here. But you know, there's a different kind of, no, you do. You hate him. You hate him. For you to make that accusation, that's hate. For you to believe that accusation without proof, you hate the man. No, you hate him. You don't want to admit it, but you hate him. I hope you understand what pedophilia is. For you to think, believe that accusation, you have to hate somebody. You hate him. Don't say me you don't hate nobody. You hate that man. Like a visceral hate. Like a tangibly tasteable hate you have for that man. You can't, you can say no all you want, but ain't no human being saying, I know he did horrendous things to children. Say you have no proof, but still believe it and say you love that man. You hate him. It's okay. You can say you hate him. The truth will set you free. It's okay to be honest about it. You hate him. You hate him. We're in a unique time. All of us are. And that time is that we see a whole bunch of things happening that we attribute to the spirit world, right? You keep hearing that this is a spiritual battle. It's always been a spiritual battle. Nothing's changed about the spiritual battle. And the more evil we see exposed, we say things like, the time of exposure is coming. More things are going to come to light. We'll be seeing so much more now that people are going to see and change their way. And whenever I ask people to show me where in the word that is, they can't do it. They can't. I keep asking people, okay, well, there's going to be more idol worship, but more evil in the world. And we're going to get to every time they find evil, they keep saying and follow it up with, God is going to what? Get rid of it, right? Isn't that what they tell you? Okay, so let's say this is idol worship. Let's assume this is definitely idol worship. Do you expect it to stop? Say you expose it as idol worship. Okay, you're one of those people that expose it. Fine, idol worship it is. Do you expect exposing it as idol worship for people to wake up or for more people to follow suit and ignore you? Which one? Biblically, which one do you say is going to happen? Biblically. Not what you've been told by the, white hats and the folks that are telling you this great awakening is coming. Not those people. What does the word tell you about evil that you see happening? What does it tell you? Are there going to be people that turn, or is it going to be a majority that follow the idol? Yes, which one is it? I just want to know. Because I think what we've been falling into is this. We fell into this concept somehow that what is coming is going to be a worldwide turning to God. If that's not following idol worship, I don't know what is. You are following some rando fella on internet, some dude, some person telling you that somehow what God wrote in his word is not going to happen. Instead, something completely opposite will happen. If that's not putting what you've heard above God and that's not idol worship, I don't know what else is. Because what I'm hearing isn't of God. God never said that. Nowhere in his word can you find that. Literally nowhere. But we've fallen for it. And we will praise the people, the preachers that tell us that. So I have a question for you. When you hear a preacher say, the move of God is coming like never before, when you hear that, and people gravitate to him, are they putting themselves above God? Yes or no? When a pastor tells you that there's a great awakening coming, is he putting himself above God? Yes or no? That means many people are following a whole bunch of idols right now. There's a ton of idol worship right now. But we are so caught up in images, and we sincerely think that everything that's carved, that's where the idol is. No. When you've built up something in your heart and mind that's antithetical to God, and you hold it in higher regard than God's word, you are worshiping an idol. You are now in the very wheelhouse that you're accusing the statue of being. You've just placed your version of God above God. That's not idol worship. It does, Teresa. There is a great falling away. There is a mad difference between a believer and the folks that say they believe in God. We are at a rough patch right now. And here's the rough patch we're in. There is coming a time where people who say they're Christian will persecute believers. There is coming a time, hear me again, where the ones that say they're Christians will persecute believers. Because in their mind, God wants unity all over the place, a greater way, everyone coming back to this idea of God. And what comes with that? Your version of God and my version of God, it doesn't really matter how you see him, just as long as you see him. That's idol worship, because it's no longer God, it's somebody else. And you, as a believer, me, as a believer, who hold true to what God actually says, will be seen as heretical. But what actually is supposed to happen will happen to you. You're supposed to be killed all day long, sheep to the slaughter, hated for his sake. This idol issue goes far beyond the statue. I'm glad the statue got this kind of attention, because it will bring a good conversation out of it. And again, I will say, I have no doubt that there are people out there that do indeed worship Donald Trump. Not saying no, I've seen some of them online. I have seen them. But I can tell you unequivocally, I have not heard the man ask anyone to do that. So I can't put that on him. I can't put on him what he has done. He has not given his life over to Christ. I can tell you that much. But I can't attribute the man to being some kind of a cult leader by telling people to worship. He's not done that. I'm sorry. Love or hate him, like or dislike him, the man hasn't done that. Of all the things that he's done, that's one that he has done the least. He has not done that at all. That's the one he has not done the most. He's never asked people to do that. Trump loves him some Trump, 100%. Self-centered, 100%. Egotistical, 40 going north. Absolutely. 100%. What? Yes. Bloviated, 100%. Yes. All the time. Yes. He is all those things. 100% he is all those things. All those things. But purposefully setting himself above God, he ain't done that yet. I see the Pope done it. The Pope's already done it. The Pope has already done it, and people are like, hey, no problem there. The Pope has put himself in Jesus's place, and people ain't saying nothing. If that's not if that's not idle, I don't know what is. You have an entire religion looking to one dude who acts as though he is Jesus. And that's not idol worship. But the statue is. Okay. Hey, all right, man. Look, y'all, hey, look, man, there's just some things that I look. Y'all, that cracks me up. That right there cracks me up. That's wild. that is wild. Okay. All right. Why not? Why not? Because he's too evil for me to talk about? I would agree with you. He is too evil, but I have to talk about him. I got to point out the obvious. I'm assuming that's what you mean, that you don't even mention the Trump. Don't even mention the Pope. Yeah, for sure. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Or unless you're telling me I don't talk bad about the Pope, I just wish you'd clarify which one you're going with. Unless the Pope upsets you, and he upsets me too. So we might be on the same page, or we might be on different books. I don't know what you mean by that statement. I wish you'd just get the clarification would be great. Look. Good idea? No. An idol? No. Dumb idea to put a statue yourself, because there will be people that worship. But again, he's not a believer, so I can't hold him to the standards of a believer. A non-believer will do what a non-believer does. He has not claimed that yet. People like the Pope, though, surely have claimed to know God, while putting himself on par with and on the same level of God. And I don't see people calling that out as blasphemous. And that's absolutely blasphemous. We have one high priest, one interceder, and it ain't the Pope. It ain't even a priest. Good. That's what I wanted to make sure of. I just wanted to make sure. That's why I asked. You notice I didn't assume. I asked. I asked. I just don't. But again, this is part and parcel of what we were told was going to happen. Okay, in the Word, in order for the things that are supposed to happen here on earth, for the final thing to come together, there has to be a place for the Antichrist to be, to integrate both religious and political powers. There has to be a spot for that because he's going to put decrees on people that are both religious and political. That's in the Word. And for that to happen, there has to be a unification of the religious and the political into one thing. And the only way that can happen is for this idea of the world healing the world through a religion and politics. And it's already happening. And many are going to follow that as though that is what God wants for the believer. But the believer knows that that's not our schedule. Our schedule is watching that happen and knowing that the time is close. We're watching it. We know it's supposed to happen. Ain't nothing to stop it. We just getting our oil and our lamps, all of it trimmed, ready to go. That's all we doing. Let them do what they're doing. Look, again, I've told you there are two kingdoms at work here. Two kingdoms. The two kingdoms that are at work are this: God's and the devil's. The same way that God's projects and his timeline is going, it's concurrent with the devil's timeline because they both lead to the same end. One kingdom has its end and one kingdom has its end. One's more powerful, but the other one has to progress as well. And the agenda that the devil has is supposed to progress. You and the kingdom of God progress one way, the devil progresses the other. Broad, narrow. If they want to worship whoever they want to worship, let them worship him. Everybody has to decide. Everybody has to choose. Everybody. Everybody. I don't know what you mean. I haven't heard anything about it. Maybe you can email me about it. I don't know what you're referring to. I don't know. Anyhow, I think I've made it abundantly clear. You decide how you want to decide after that. I'm not telling anybody how to think. I'm just asking you to think. Please think. Just think. Little bit of an update. I'm glad to see that Mr. So and so and so and so is in the building. We had a chance to converse via email, and whenever he's ready for the help that we can offer, he'll let me know, and I'll let you guys know. And I want to make sure he hears this publicly, that we got your back, brother. If anything you need at all, anything that you can't get around to getting, whatever the body can do to help you out, we're going to help you out. I told you that in the inbox, but I want to make sure you know that out here. You've become family to us, and we do indeed love you, man. We love you, love you, love you. We want that, make sure that things are, you can get what you need. We don't want you struggling. Okay. If the VA don't do their job and you need something, hit us up. Just inbox me. You tell me whatever it is, how much, what, you let it be known. We gonna hook you up. Okay. Because if we don't do it, the body it's not bodying. If the body don't look after each part, we're not doing our job. Okay. So if you're there Sunday with us, cool. If not, we know the issue. That's part one. Secondarily, both sides will be taking a little bit of a hiatus for a bit. We're trying to decide what to do over there. It is decision making time for that platform, so we're waiting to see some things, And so instead of spinning our wheels and just wasting time, we decide we're just going to put a pin in it for now until YouTube decides to, figure out what they want to do with us. But I will still be doing this one in plain sight and Savage Patriots. So the only views over there right now will be whatever we've already put up, at least for the time being. We don't know when we'll be back doing anything over there. But YouTube has kind of made it pretty clear that they don't want us over there. So we'll just wait for a bit, see if things, kind of calm down and see if we can pick it back up. And if we can't pick it back up, then it'll just be a bye-bye situation for both sides. Can only do so much with it. Yeah. So if you can and don't mind, go over to In Plain Sight and give that channel some support. We're trying to get that one up and running. It's neutral platform. There's no political stuff over there. It's very cut and dry. So it is what it is. You got to roll with the punches. Roll with the punches. So with that being said, it'll just be here, Plain Sight for the videos. And so the only two lives I'll be doing for the near future will be here in Savage Patriots. I think that's all. Yeah. In either case, we'll be back tomorrow to talk about Greg Locke. Oh, yeah, case by case with Corey as well. Yep, case by case. Make sure you all check that one out. That one also will be really good. He needs that one to get pumped up. So if you can start sharing that around, that'd be great. Okay, I think so. Well, the good thing for me is that it leaves my evenings way open, which is really nice. I'm actually going to enjoy that kind of a break. I'm not going to lie. I love doing what I do, but man, it tires you out. So not having stuff to do in the evening will be nice. I'll be happy to get that break. Someone will tell me I need a vacation. This is considered a vacation for me. This is my mini one. So continue to keep Mac in your prayer too with the loss of his daughter. I was in touch with him and hoping somebody will figure things out for him and all that stuff. So just keep him in thoughts too. Yeah. Tons of people going through stuff right now. Tons of people going through stuff. Hey, look, I asked myself the same thing. Your brain fries after a bit. Anyway, I love you all. Mean it. I appreciate you guys' time. And know that I'm not coming at people with disgust or anything like that. I just want, when you say something, to have something to back it up so that you don't speak out of a place of emotion. Emotionality will get you behind in trouble. Don't do that. That's not good. That's not good. Scrolling at the bottom. Y'all know what to do. Love you all. Appreciate it. Again, no demand, no requirements, just an option. That's all it is. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, God willing, and then tomorrow afternoon with what you call it, Savage. And make sure you catch up on the videos on In Plain Sight. Love you all, mean it. Appreciate your time, your patience, prayers, all the above. Wisdom calls to you from the streets. Please, please, please find wisdom. Peace.
Your house is